Hello, welcome to this video cast of subscribers to Canon Chew. Yeah, you may notice I've got the new settee behind me. I'm going to talk about... I've resisted actually talking about this until it's passed, because it's just sycophantic and I've just had enough. People just go along with it and thinking it's harmless. I'm talking about the coronation. Not the Coronation Street, that's bad enough. The coronation of the King Charlie Boy. I was in the sandwich shop on Saturday morning. There was a lady in there. She went, "Are you going to watch Coronation?" And I says, "No, it's just not my thing." Didn't go into the reasons why. Don't think she would have understood that. But I said, well, the connections to Satanism and paedophilia and satanic ritual abuse and sacrificing children to demons, to their gods, has gone down well. The lady was serving, she went, "I'm recording it." I'm thinking, oh my, I got me quite well. I'm thinking, oh my goodness. So I just wanted to be bacon and sausage, buttered with ketchup, and left. That's all I had. Get me out of here this morning. Thank you. It makes me cringe. I mean, they're entitled to their views, but so am I. That's where people go wrong. But I didn't get into debates, so I will on here. Anybody who's followed the work that I do and the information I'm into, basically, I come across David Icke in 2016, 2017. And I was like, this guy speaks my language. Because as a child, I've always been able to bit different, see things differently. And then I got a little bit closed off a little bit. But never fully. Then I kind of 2015, 16, 2017, I had a reawakening. It's different people. David Icke, he could see, I don't think as a kid, but I had the Kundalini experience. Mine was exactly Kundalini. Like, it was pretty quick once I started getting it, still awakening. It's a long process. Some people, like Richard Willett, are just interested. They just to plug away at it. But with having said, it was, yeah. So yeah, there was this. Well, the channels is. I put the same videos I put on BitChute and YouTube. I started using Rumble, but it's kind of just the uploading speed. So, and the channel name is The Energy, is all one word. That were a complete cock up. I want to be name, and I ended up trying to set 3 channels up and bit too technical. But main channel is BitChute. I got about 51 subscribers on BitChute. I'm gonna get into information in a minute. And less viewers. But more viewers. I've got about 80 on 80 on YouTube, but less viewers because the censorship. And I'm not well known on Rumble. But it's all the same content, just trying to put it out to the world. But I'm not sure if Rumble's going to only getting 5 or 6 views. Even for me, that's a bit. But we're getting enough on BitChute to be going on with. And YouTube occasionally. I don't think YouTube... See, I was playing the YouTube game. I'm just going to say what I want. Fuck YouTube. I'll play it my way, YouTube. Yeah, Susan Machiska. Yeah, got that. So anyway, the connections, I mean, where did we start? The connections to Satanism and paedophilia go back years. I mean, Jimmy Savile, he was brought in under Lord Mountbatten, but as into the royal family was brought into the fold. Because that guy's a record-breaking paedophile, Satan is necrophiliac. Well, he fits the bill, they're a family. You know, but so... And what happened to Princess Diana? That was very ritualistic. Because what I'm saying, what David Icke is saying, is they're non-human. People can't get on board. Well, we do understand it with the reptilian stuff and greys, but if it's a non-human agenda, it has to be a non-human force. So why is it anti-human? The Gnostics talked about the Archons and the Lord Archon and the Demiurge means rulers. We've got the demons and Satan, the devil in Christianity. We've got the jinn of Islam and pre-Islam Arabia. We've got Wetiko, a Native American called Wetiko, man virus. The Flyers, the Chitahore, Children of the Serpent in the Zulu, South Africa, I believe. So, in South Africa, Zulus. So, got all these names, and the Gnostics talked about, with the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1945, about 45 miles north of Luxor, in an urban jar. It talked about this world being a simulation, and not using them words, but describing the same thing. And they talk about these demons, they can do take form. There are other types, but the two main types, this is what the Gnostics talked about, a serpentine reptilian and the Greys. This royal bloodline is part human, part mainly, maybe Grey as well, but mainly reptilian. It's not a joke. It's not some throwaway line. This is a lot of research. There are a lot of Greys and reptilians what are here in different realities that are good to tell. They're not all bad, but this force is. So the idea that, Mum said, well, we don't want a dictatorship. Well, it is a dictatorship. We live in a global communist fascist dictatorship. There's no way to gloss over it. We are being controlled. We are allowing ourselves to be controlled. It's not a joke. So, anyway, that's why I don't support the coronation. I do it to the phrase that, so I'm getting notifications, it's not my king. Now what's happening is that I'm noticing that the woke left are trying to, they almost put tarnish like people in there out in the same brush. Because they were there holding the banners up. Well, we just don't acquiesce. Because you're still giving energy. But, and of course the police will say, well, if anybody, because in other words, if anybody wants to do it peacefully and point stuff out and try and stop acquiescing, but if there's enough for all them people, imagine all them people there, even the walkie left but want to get in on it, and I think that's trying to clump it all together. But if the whole world turn around and goes, we're all one conscious of different experiences, what are we acquiescing for? That's what's needed. That's dead simple. Otherwise, they've got people en masse, to taxpayers' money, and wealth and privilege, walking around in gold things, gold. No, it's all gold. They said, what is it supposed to have cost? £100 million? Yeah, and the rest. Wait till we top that up. So, it's really sycophantic. And, yeah, it's not nice to talk about, Satanism and paedophilia and all this, but it's like the New Age said, don't talk about anything negative. Well, me and David Icke never come across, I say me and David actually speak the same language. I've never met him. I spoke to him on a radio show once, and we're alright. So people like to me and David, because we speak, it's just easy. We go around in circles. But yeah, we come across information like negative, but we don't want to be true. By exposing, we also start acquiescing. Like it were Alex Jones who took a camera into what's like Bohemian Grove to this photo. So now when they do sacrifice, Satanism, paedophilia, they do sacrifice children, young virgins, young children to their gods, demons. Still going on today, stuff like belting, which has gone, the veil's just as thin, if it's not as thin, it's just as thin on virtually as Halloween, and all these key dates on the satanic calendar. Yeah, there's a satanic calendar. The Hellfire Caves, David Icke. When you go on davidiconic.com, you'll see his paranormal investigation with a friend in Northern Isle called Tracy Mullis. She's Tracy Mullis, who's a psychic intuitive, and Phil Meese. Really good stuff. Anyway, so people who know that politicians are certain, not all of them, but the face of the famous people, what they're into, we wouldn't acquiesce and by realising what is all that is, ever was, and ever can be. So I thought I'll talk about it after. I thought, should I do a video today about it or not? Because I wanted to do a paranormal investigation in here. I still might do one tonight and upload that tomorrow. So the point I'm making is it's up to people what they do. It's not for me to tell people what to do. I'm only advising people, not you must do this. My advice is realise as true self, know thyself, that we're not the body, we're not as race, we're not as income bracket, we're not the job, we're not as experience. We are spirits in the body, we are awareness, consciousness, having the experience, all it is, as it can be. I mean, stop acquiescing covering this global cult. And I know they're trying to destroy, obviously, Western society by getting people say, well, you don't want the royals, but that's what they're trying to. Yeah, but what they're trying to do is destroy it on their terms. It's all on their terms. That's the point with that. But they've played the part for long enough, but they want to bring in this AI connecting your mind to artificial intelligence or artificial intelligence with your mind. Charlie Boy knows that, by the way. Oh, another thing, they don't like nicknames. They don't give a shit about you. And what happened, our politics were created, when we started to reject it enough, these bloodlines went into banking, politics. That's how you get your Blair, your Bushes. They're still part of the same force. They're just in different roles in society. So that's how it's all come about. And David Icke explains it a lot better than me. But that's what's essentially going on. There is an agenda to enslave humanity, to connect the human mind to artificial intelligence, or artificial intelligence becomes the human mind. That's what these fake vaccines are about. The nanotechnology connects us to the smart grid. Everything's got smart, it's smart motor, it's smart that. Because it's the internet of things, but they want into everything, which is connecting the mind to AI, so AI becomes the mind. And the royal bloodlines have served the cult, the royal family bloodlines, same thing, but you know what I mean? They serve the cult for so long, but they do, because after Charlie Boy's gone, there's not that much left, but it's the way it's been done. But we just withdraw acquiescence altogether. So, it's up to people what they do, but if people only realised. But, so and it's a good day to be bad news. You've got to be careful what they're trying to sneak in. As Neil Oliver, and I'm not a supporter of GB News. I think they're the stepping stones, the building blocks of alternative media, what's going to become mainstream media even no further. But he just does some interesting things. He'd be better on Iconic, actually. Because he's from Glasgow, Scotland. He goes, razzle dazzle them. And he's right, it's a day with the razzle dazzle. And that's what it was, a razzle dazzle. So, I'm not a nationalist. I'm not a flag waver. I happen to be born on a bit of land, otherwise I would have drowned, called England, British Isles. Now, I love, happens to be the heart of the world. I love the British culture, English culture. I love the English way of life, but I realise I'm not the experience. I'm infinite awareness, consciousness, love having the experience, and that's what you need to realise. So it's not about defending. I almost defend it in that way, but defend it to a point. But just I'm not a national anthem singer. Don't singing "Long to Be Reigned Over." You're asking to be reigned over. I think it maybe should be Jerusalem and England's green pleasant land. What David Icke played on his the theme tune, I'll Be Not the World, Part 1 and Part 2. Check that out on iconic.com. And check out David Hart's work on davidhart.com and all that stuff. So, yeah, I just thought come on and say because, I thought I'll wait till it's gone. And it's supposed to be there for volunteering. I'm not against volunteering. I've done bits here and there. But on my terms, I will not do it on their terms because Charlie Way's come out and said so. Because the global cults dictate to him through his demonic masters. And this demonic energy is working through the royal family, the Gates, the Bill Gates, the Klaus Schwabs, the Blairs, the Bushes, your Richard Sunak, your Johnsons, your Bidens, your Donald Trump, another fraud, Elon Musk, another fraud, Ray Kurzweil, Susan Wojcicki, YouTube. This energy's working through him. That's how it works. And it's about time we all stiffen the backbone and say, we're not having this. We're not acquiescing. We're not cooperating. We're infinite consciousness, love, awareness, all that is, everyone's can be. That's how we get out of this mess. That's what I suggest. I didn't know we were going to have a rant like that, but I'm going to leave it there. Gonna get some interesting comments, aren't we? Take care. Love you all, love you, buddy. Take care.